Good evening, merry drinkers. Welcome back. Another instalment of 300 beers to try before you die this evening. We're on an English-styled bitter. We're off to the flatlands of Norfolk, and we have a Woodforde's Brewery, Wherry. Not named by Jonathan Ross, I don't think. It's a type of flat passenger barge, which I'd imagine they're quite boaty folk over in Norfolk, aren't they? I can spot on the label, other than being advertised by the Admiral Insurance guy, that it is a Supreme Champion Beer of Britain. So no wonder it's in the book. So a quick butcher's what it's got to say about it. I think Woodforde's Wherry is a 3.8% bitter, although on the amber now it's got amber ale. So in 1981, Ray Ashworth and David Crease met at Norwich Homebrew Society and decided to turn their passion for craft beer into a commercial venture. 15 years later, their first beer, Wherry Best Bitter, was named Champion Beer of Britain at CAMRA's Great British Beer Festival, capitulating the Norfolk Brewery onto the national stage. The brewery itself takes its name from Parson Woodforde, who is an 18th century Norfolk clergyman, and his detailed diaries reveal that he spent as much time quaffing ale and scoffing food as he did to his devotions. So a brewery named in his honour is somewhat dubious. They originally brewed in Drayton, but as there was poor water supply near there, they moved to the Spread Eagle pub in Erpingham in 1983, which proved a disaster when fire gutted those premises. So they then found some farm buildings at Woodbastwick near Norwich and took a year to build a sustainably sized new plant with 2 farm cottages, and next door were converted into a brewery tap, the Fur and Feather Inn, which serves a full range of Woodforde's beers. The move coincided with the brewery winning a remarkable number of accolades in the Champion Beer of Britain competition, Wherry winning gold and silver trophies alongside Mardeller's Mild, Norfolk Nog and Headcracker barley wine. Now, I've had this out the fridge for a while, so she's sweating away. Let's crack her open and see what she looks like. Proper British beer. Mr. B's Homebrews and Beer Reviews, proper glass from Joseph Holt. And as she pours in, to be fair, that is pretty amber. Almost a lagery colour to it. Well, that looks pretty champion to me. It's like an amber, almost a straw colour. Absolutely gin clear. A nice cereally type of smell off the top of it. It's slightly woody, slightly spicy, like a cheap aftershave. Maybe just a touch of honey. Let's give her a go. To the Wherry. Cheers. Now, that's instantly feels quite light. There's plenty of flavour there, but in terms of hitting the mouth, there's definitely a slight wateryness to it. There's a little bit of fizz just as it hits the initial bit of the tongue, and there's a really crisp bitterness that hits straight away. And that crisp bitterness then fades to, there's like a honey lavender type of, quite a floral finish there, but then there's like a little tiny little bite of citrus, edging towards the sort of grapefruity side. Maybe a bit of peppery spice to it. It's not smacking you in the mouth with loads of flavour, but I'd imagine if you're sat having a Sunday roast or some fish and chips, that wipes the palate clean rather nicely. You've got some particularly rich food. It's just enough to wash it out and have a nice crisp taste afterwards. Quick butchers at the bottle. It's 3.8%. I'm assuming that is a Wherry right down there at the bottom of the badge. That little sailing ship. It's a very brief note included on the back of the bottle. It says, a supreme champion beer of Britain, this amber tinted ale has light malt, biscuity and grapefruit flavours, lemony aromas, surrounded with a clean, crisp citrus finish. It should look amber, the aroma should be citrus, and the taste should be light malt and grapefruit. 1.9 units, 175 kilocalories per bottle. Modern life is rubbish. Don't need that information. Let's see. I don't get too much citrus. It's like a cereal-y type nose for me. It does smell rather interesting. For a session beer, there's plenty there on the nose. Oh, it's pleasant. I don't know what category it particularly won, but I imagine as a session bitter, that comes across quite nicely. It finishes off in the book. It's brewed with Maris Otter Pale and Crystal malts, and the hops are English and Styrian Goldings. This is a bronze colour in the book. It's not. I wouldn't say it's particularly bronze anymore. Aroma reminiscent of orange and lemon slices, balanced with grassy herbal hops and a digestive biscuit malt note. Now, Styrian Goldings are not in my book of hops, so they're obviously not crafty enough these days to get included, but I know from experience that they provide like a grapefruity bitter citrus from the website I looked up before I started rolling. None too bad. I have had that on cask before in Horniman on the Hayes near Tower Bridge. I'd say the cask pint, from what I remember, gives it that extra bit of body. It's been airing and probably slightly less sharp than this, probably less watery on cask than it does from the bottle. Cask is king, as we know. But that's not too bad. I'd say score-wise, I give it about 2.5 out of 5. That puts it dead last on the league table. But it's a beer I'd have again, just about. I have had Norfolk Nog and Head Cracker, which are cracking beers. So it's a traditional session bitter. That's lovely. Until the next time, that's one more off the list. Cheers.